So, tonight, I'm just simply gonna be giving some wisdom. Simple wisdom, nothing too crazy. And the reason why I really feel the need to communicate these things is because in my past videos, I've mentioned how things have been kind of moving very fast for me in my life. Certain things have been changing at rapid rate. And it's kind of scary a little bit, but it's cool. And there's one thing that's been changing for me lately, and that is my compass for where I want to be in life, where I see myself. It's just simply pointing towards the one thing that I feel like it's a blessing to have, and that is to have these creative talent. So as you guys know, I'm a photographer, but there are other things that I aspire to do. I aspire to have my own fashion brand one day. I aspire to have my own business one day, to do so many different things in the whole creative scene that is just simply, mm, there's unlimited possibilities to that. Now, as far as what this video is about, I just simply want to say that I have a 9 to 5 currently in order to put some change in my pocket while I am looking to acquire certain resources to invest within what I'm building. Maybe gear, maybe knowledge, God knows what, right? And the thing is, lately there is something that's been clicking for me at that job. And that is that it's very wild how talking to people can get you so much further than putting in work by yourself and choosing to be a lone wolf. Everybody want to be a lone wolf. You want to be this like alpha male, sigma they call it, right? And just go on that road by yourself. But even wolves, actual wolves, can't really do that. They need to survive in packs. Now, I'm not simply saying go out there and just, find a whole bunch of people and just, I don't know, like, I guess, just go out there and just be like, hey, you know what, let's follow each other and let's just go down the road together. Nah, I'm not simply saying that. What I am saying is, for real, right, is that most people really, they talk about the grind, they talk about that hustle, but we always forget that socializing can literally put you in rooms that grinding will never be able to take you there. I mean, for sure, grinding and hustling and all these things, putting in effort every day on a actionable level where you're putting action every day into whatever it is that you specialize in or that you're doing or that you're aiming to get to. I mean, of course, that will get you into some doors. But I do think that essentially those actions are nothing they are not if they are not seen by the right people. I believe that 100%. And I do think that, yes, at times you're not going to have a crowd cheering for you, cheering for your work, cheering for whatever your vision is, looking to see you succeed. Yeah, of course. I mean, I believe that for sure. But it only takes for one person to actually hear whatever it is that you're doing and to simply say, you know what, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to sit down on the bleachers and observe what's going on. I'm going to want to support. I'm going to want to give some sort of love to whoever this person is and to whatever they're doing. And I think that it is simply, it's giving me goosebumps now even speaking about it. I mean, like, it's freaking insane. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, well, let's really be honest. I really do think that phones as a whole, like your little iPhone right here. I think that this very thing has kind of messed up the entire trajectory of our evolution. I mean, of course, it seems like people don't want to socialize anymore. It seems like people want to be on their phone, look at random stuff instead of looking at the person next to them and being, hey, how you doing? What's going on today? What you got going on? How's everything? I think these little starter conversations can take you very, very far. And the thing is, in the creative field, to be honest, it doesn't matter how good you are. I've seen people who are in a certain part of the creative field, whether they are a photographer, whether they are a model, whether they are a fashion designer, whether they are an influencer. I've seen people who are in all these sorts of categories with probably the most insane potential, the most insane following, maybe. And because they don't know how to socialize, well, it's gonna be very, very hard for you to actually maybe monetize what you're doing, or maybe simply elevate in what you're doing. Then on the other hand, you have people who may just be, new to the craft, or they are, I don't know, or maybe they're not that consistent within the craft, but they have this particular gift in being able to look at somebody dead in the eyes and kind of sell themselves, sell their personality to that other person. The next thing you know it, they have a brand deal. They have a brand deal. Next thing you know it, they have a new friend. Next thing you know it, they have a new business partner. Next thing you know it, they probably met the love of their life. Next thing you know it, they're just meeting people who align with their vision. And this is why, as of 2025, after, and I say after connecting with God, I think that there is literally nothing in this world that that will get you to success faster than being able to know how to socialize effectively. And again, I say after having a connection with God and seeking God. I'm Christian, so I believe that 100%. I've been an atheist. I've been an agnostic. I've been all sorts of stuff. And I choose to connect with God every single time. But after that, I believe that we must connect with our fellow humans. And it doesn't matter if they're from a different culture. It doesn't matter if they're from a different gender. I mean, if they are from a different gender, I think that should not matter. Yeah. In fact, you should probably be like, okay, well, I want to connect with a different gender, at least with the opposite gender. That should be, I mean, okay, well, maybe not everybody's thinking like that, but hopefully you are, my brother or sister. And because I do think that men and women, we need each other. Now we do have this sort of weird concept that a woman don't need a man don't need a woman, or that a man should be stacking up on women, having some sort of rotation, some weird ass SHIT, like just like weird things, really, really weird, just concepts that just barely make sense. And usually people use the justification of, oh, that's been the way for thousands of years. Men been doing this for thousands of years, so why stop now? Valid. But for real, do you really, really, really believe that we're here to simply soullessly, with no soul? If that, I don't, is soullessly a word? I'm not sure. But if it is, and if it isn't, actually, let's just say I don't believe that. And it's not about what I believe. I just don't think. It's just not right to aimlessly have people in our lives and just stack them up as if they're like chips, or as if they're like coins, or trying to make a pyramid out of them. Nah, we need to connect with people authentically and genuinely. And the power of networking and knowing how to socialize will literally get you there. Knowing how to, and actually, it is just like any other skill, actually. And in fact, it is probably this skill that I think most people know how to do it. And I think probably 95% of people know how to do it. The 5% of people that don't know how to do it are probably babies. Babies that are newborns and that don't know how to speak. But if you do know how to speak, you're around the age of 10, even the age of 5, 4. As soon as you start to know how to speak and you're put in a setting where you have other peers around you, I think socializing, it comes naturally. The urge to socialize comes naturally. Now, having the skill to socialize effectively, that is something that you must nurture, that you must focus on, and that you must effectively put little inputs in every single day to learn how to do it properly, to learn how to do it with different coaches, to learn how to do it with different uh people from all over the world, with different um religions, even with the opposite gender, to know how to do it and make it become second nature. Because I feel like the thing with socializing is this, right? It is better to make small talk. I feel like sometimes it is better to make small talk than to not talk at all. Than to simply be like, I'll just be on my phone. While there's actually somebody right next to you that have a thought process, that have a beating heart, and you guys can connect. It can be about the most stupid thing ever. You can simply compliment them on their shoes, on their clothes. Hey, I'm loving the perfume. I'm loving the cologne. Where'd you get that from? And from there, you start a whole conversation. And the thing is, the power of socializing will essentially be little seeds that you plant along the way. And knowing how to do that effectively will be exactly the water that you need to put on those seeds in order to grow relationships that will last, to build new things that you may get, I don't know, a wife out of it. You may get your future husband out of it. You may get a lifetime friendship. You may get your new business partner. You may get somebody who truly believes in you, a stranger who is literally a supporter of whatever it is that you're doing. And it can simply happen like this if you really and truly decide to put effort into knowing how to actually socialize. And the whole reason why I'm making this video is because lately I've been going through that. I've been going to this understanding, and I've been seeing that, listen, socializing is the way. I mean, I'm actually working at that retail store for, I don't know, like 5 days a week. Yeah, 5 days a week. And 5 days a week, by the time I get home, I'm tired. By the time I get home, I barely have time to even want to work on whatever it is that I need to do for my business, for my personal life. So sometimes, in order to actually keep myself motivated, to keep myself even inspired, I don't think it's more about motivation. I think it's about having that inspiration. While I'm at work, the thing that literally keeps me there, to keep me sane, is to be able to socialize with other people. Somebody will literally come inside of the store, and the next thing I know, they're in the same field as me, and they're having really, really abundant success. And it's like, oh, there's so many things that I can learn from that person. Literally today, there were a couple of people that came inside of the store. First, there were three influencers that were hired to actually promote the brand. The brand that I'm talking about is actually Urban Revival, if you wanted to know. It's a clothing brand. that is from China. And now we're actually in NYC. So I applied for a job and I got it. Cool. But going back to what I'm saying, it's the simple fact that those people were hired to come in, make some content for the brand, just simply promote the brand. I was able to literally meet all three people, exchange Instagram with all three people, and one of them, I was able to connect with her so deeply to the point where I was able to have many different conversations with her, not only when it comes to fashion and what we are really interested in, our hobbies and the things that we're passionate about, but just personal life. Simple. And not only that, it seems like this person literally is just filled 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 with just informations that I would never be able to acquire if I didn't make the first step. And sometimes you gotta make the first step. And let's not talk about the fact that I've met the videographer who was taking the content. Let's not talk about that, because that right there, that's an opportunity in itself. Then the social media manager, I've also met him. And this right here is not to brag. And to be honest, I'm not the most skilled social person actually. And even looking at this YouTube video, I'm pretty sure if I replay it back, there's gonna be a lot of there's gonna be a lot of stuttering, there's just gonna be a whole lot of moments where it's like I don't sound like the most, I guess, the most skilled person when it comes to socializing and networking. But to be honest, I think that, however, I am very authentic about who I am. Very authentic. And I love that. Because no matter what my flaws are, I get to literally showcase that first. And we get the hard part. We get that out of the way. So again, the main point of this video is that whatever you do as a creative, whatever it is, please keep in mind that you're going to have to socialize. Wherever it is that you're trying to go. And also, maybe think about it. Maybe if let's just say you're depressed, if let's just say you're unhappy with your life, whatever it is, whatever stage it is that you're in, have you ever thought that maybe it's because of your, I would say, your ability to socialize? I mean, if let's just say you have a happy life, right? Let's just say you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend and you're just so happy with each other. You guys are looking to get married. Have you ever thought about maybe the reason why you're in this situation is because you were able to go up and talk to that person? Have you ever thought about that? That maybe that's the reason? Now, if let's just say you're depressed and you're sad, have you ever thought about maybe the reason is because you don't socialize enough? Maybe you have not found the right people. I think that's something to think about. Now, depression is not something that people should take lightly. I think that right there is a very, very serious topic. But nonetheless, socializing is something that is within our nature, and that right there is very, very important. And important enough to the point where it is literally part of whether somebody makes it or not. I've never heard of anybody who makes it simply just by locking themselves in and just focus on something and just ask no questions, just simply be a lone wolf. I've never heard of that. That's impossible. And if they do succeed, if they do, let's just say they lock themselves in a room and they start making progress, they make their first million, oh yeah, that million is not gonna last. Because in order to sustain this, in order to retain it and to keep on feeding into it, to keep on growing it and maintaining it, you need people. People are gonna be what? It's gonna be who gives you money. Money doesn't just come out of thin air. Money comes from other people. even happiness. I think fulfillment sometimes come with this sense of community, and that starts with socializing. So if you're watching this video, if there's one thing that you should take away from this video is get out there. Just get out there. Like, F this video. Just get off this video right now. Get out there and socialize. Socialize. And you don't gotta do it in a way where you're just forcing it. Nah. Think to yourself, who do I want to be around? Who do I want to talk to? What brings me joy? And from those three questions, I promise you, this is the beginning of you finding your people, finding your crowd. Well, with that being said, that's really it for tonight. As you can probably see, I have some eye bags. I'm super tired. So I hope you guys kind of got something from this video. This right here is literally unfiltered wisdom, and it sounds like I'm a goddamn genie. It's not. I'm just simply sharing with you what's been going on in my life and the things that I've been learning. And yeah, well, hopefully you have taken something from this video. If it's the morning for you, have a great morning, have a good morning, have a great day. And if it's the night for you, have a great night. For me, it's the night time. I'm gonna go back to sleep. And yeah, but I simply had to get up to make this YouTube video. And that's really about it. Make sure you guys have a great night, have a great day, whatever. Enjoy your weekend, whatever it is, whatever time you see this video. Simply enjoy life and go out there and socialize. See you guys next time.